All right. You saw me put this down in super fast motion. I didn't think I would like this. I didn't at all. But now that I see it like this, I like it. I do like it. We'll see once we get all the cabinets in. But sometimes this being real busy and the amber shellac not being busy, a little calm in the chaos, can add a little something. So, you know, it's good that I can get outside of my comfort zone on vinyl. Yeah. Okay, just wanted to start there. It's a dog's life, man. HR has the cushiest job in the whole world, headquarters. So a viewer left a comment. It's been a little bit ago, but he said, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing how you wrangle that plywood around. I think that viewer thought I had some kind of trick, some kind of tip to help. Well, as you will see in this sped up video coming up next, my tip and trick, unfortunately, has always just been brute force. So, hey, enjoy brute force. Here at Dumas Industries, we like to work harder, not smarter. Did it work? Yes. Is it a long-term sustainable plan? Hulking things around? Absolutely not. This half inch isn't too bad. I was talking, well, it's been a little while ago, I was at the doctor, and he knows that he watches the channel. Easy for me to say. And he said, man, you got to be careful with that plywood. I said, what do you mean? You just got to find where it's, balanced. He goes, no, the number one shoulder and arm injuries that we see is from people moving plywood. And I'm like, how so? He said, well, they could pick it up, it might even be two of them, one on each end, pick it up, and they did not account for the wind. He is exactly right. He goes, it turns into a sail. You try to hold on to it, jerks your shoulder out, rips your rotator cuff. He goes, see it constantly. So I ignored his warning and I continued to do it my way. Long-term sustainable? No. Got it done. Don't try this at home. Work smarter, not harder. I don't know why I keep getting it backwards. Anyway, so I got this, this is set up. This is his widest point is 122. So that's 2 inches longer than what we have, I think it's a little less than 122, but it's enough that we won't have to trim at the end. Because remember, we're taking an inch, 3/4 to an inch off of the whole thing to account for the skin. So the skin really is, I think, let's see, we're at one, I don't know, I'll figure it out, but it's around 120 and a half, somewhere in there, maybe less, 119 and a half. I'll look at my notes. I'll work smarter, I promise. But on the very end, and it's right about here, towards the middle, where it juts out to the furthest point. And that's the point where we will not have to trim. But we will, this nice and smooth on this edge, and then we'll come in to make our trim. But it doesn't matter because we're making new skin anyway. So if this is a half inch shorter than a normal one, nobody's going to notice because it's all brand new skin. Everything's new. We're just going to have to make our template a little bit shorter. But I'm going to go pull that out. I saved the not the door side, and I'm going to screw it together, I think, put it in here. lay it down, trace it out. So, I wish I remember who asked me that question, but a loyal viewer, here a lot, asked me, Rob, how do you wrangle that plywood around? Sorry, no tips and tricks, brute force. Let's move along. Enough about me. Here's where we sit. I've got this mapped out right there. Front, back, wheel well, back window. Something that was stubborn, and I just cut it out because I knew I was not saving the skin except for a template. I just don't think that this is as desirable of a camper as the ones that came before it. I think as time goes on, it will become that way. So, you know, I'm not worried about it. I made it more comfortable for me, like just so I could keep my clamps in here. I cut that out, and it made it a lot easier for me. And I feel I've got a 1/2 inch to make up here. This 3/4 is fine, almost. I mean, it's fine from here to about here. So I've got a 1/2 inch in here I've got to make up. Try to get that top braced down, held in place. And this 3/4 right here, perfect. It follows right along. It tracks that 100% on there, that 3/4. So we're great right there. We just have a 1/2 inch we got to make up down here. Yeah, will we make it up? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I may just trim 3/4 off the whole doggone thing. It's not going to make a difference. Now, the thing about this is, first time ever for me. Customer wants a 38-inch bed. She says that's what I'm used to sleeping on. I like sleeping on a 38-inch bed. Boom, stop about there. We'll have all kinds of room for storage. She has some different wants and needs that we don't normally do, but we're going to do here. And I'll take you along as I get there. I don't want to throw it all out there on this episode all of a sudden, but I'm going to get this traced out, get this pulled out, and get to sawing. I show you this to show you this. I traced the outside line with a marker. And as I did that, I was like, well, I mean, I knew this, but I didn't understand the implications of this. As I finished and I went back, and you know how I like to cut this little 1-inch block, set it on that line, put a pencil here, and then just trace. Well, not as necessary, certainly necessary on the corners right here, because those are rounded. The rest of this is almost straight, completely straight lines. So I just grabbed my 4-foot level, and I made the most beautiful cut lines ever seen to man. I think this is going to be delightful. Here I was bad talking this shape as being undesirable. Well, who's undesirable now? My goodness. We will see once I cut this whether I want to issue a mea culpa. Pretty cool, huh? This window was my concern for the rear. The front came out just beautifully. You can see just that little break right there. Cool. Cool, because this has a pretty high counter in it, especially because this customer wants this giant refrigerator in this tiny camper. We've done it before, the same exact camper, but it's just tall. It's tall. So that only gives you so much room for your window, and it should be somewhere between here and here. I have not checked this front window yet. Probably could have done that before I jumped on this video, but I was excited. Look, I mean, just, hey, Rob, we're so proud of you. You cut straight lines. That's what my kindergarten teacher would say, but she never had the opportunity because I was not good at art type straight line things. So, real happy with this. But this, remember we said going here to here, right in that about 6-inch area, we're going to lose about a 1/2 inch. I tried to negate that. I couldn't do it, so I went back, and you can see I went back with a marker over my pencil line and redid it. So we probably lost anywhere between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch to get this right here is what we wanted. Wanted this little transition because here's the window. It's obviously going to be rebuilt, but it has to sit in here somewhere. And with that 6 inches not accounted for, it would have been pushed up to here. And then well, great camera work. I'm so glad you stopped by. If we come up here, man, we're in the ceiling now. That is not where we want to be. We want to be right here, right before it makes its transition. So if we can get in about right there, that extra 8 or 9 inches coming down from there will make all the difference in the world for this back window. This is a window son of a gun camper, I'm telling you, because the 2 side windows are that big as well. So that back, I mean, that's a tanning bed. Lady was adamant, I want those windows. I was thinking, man, just, put one, just put one on one side. She's like, no, I want those windows. Okay. All right, I'll do it. So that's why that's that. I'm going to go get the front window and make sure, because that got me thinking about that. And I'll make sure, because, that's that kind of tall Jalasi window. I'm going to go get that and make sure it fits. All right, after that quick bumper, here I am. So if we look at it from the top, this right here is the top. This right here is the bottom. If we get up right there, we're real close. I don't know, man. Because I already measured the bottom. We got it exact. I think we're going to be okay. I know what we can do with some great camera work. Look at this. So if we put that top right there, right where are we at? No idea. Thank you. Right there. So we've got still a 1/2 inch there. There you go. And we got another before we make that. We got 1 inch. Hey. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I wish I was better at camera work. But we got, so we've got at least probably 2.5 to 3 inches that we can split the middle on. So that's okay. We're good there. We're good there. Whew. There'll be some interesting framing, but I'll make it work. Don't you worry. Because if we've got, what do we got? 3/4 right there. I'm gonna get out of your grill. That's 3/4. And let's say all we need is 1 1/4 here to have a full 2/4 to run a rafter. And so, or 2/4, oh my gosh. 2 inches. And then the same thing over here. And on the top, we also have that 3/4. And then if we have 1 1/4 here, we've got 2 inches. We can run a rafter there, and then these rafters. We're fine. We're fine and dandy. Fine and dandy. Good job, Rob. You drew straight lines. I didn't draw this one. That's why it's so nice. Yeah. Miss Dunlop. That was my kindergarten teacher. How I remember that, I do not know. Huh. That was real important, wasn't it? All right, let me move along. You know what's next? While I'm waiting for Tracy to get here, because today, if I hadn't already told you, is the day Dandy goes home. They're on their way. So I think what I'm going to do is I may just flip these over and shellac them. So I think I've got that time before they get here. Get that shellac on there. And then back here, we've got that same roof panels, Luan, that went on Dandy. So it's going to look real nice. It'll look real nice. So maybe I will build some front and back pieces, and then the top to the front and back pieces. That would be real nice, I think. Get that done today. I got plenty of time, but I want to visit. I want to visit with Tracy and Taylor, and her mom is coming, so I want to visit with them, and I don't want to be rushed. You know, they're nice people. This hasn't gone home yet, but it will. I told you we had a little issue. We didn't have an issue. There was no issue. It was just a scheduling conflict, and we got it solved. We're just waiting. All right, enough about me.